amazing because it stays, so I cannot.
What is happening?
I cannot. I have an audience.
Where?
Courage. Hey y'all, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel. I had to pull this hair back so you can see these so cute earrings. They're Olivia Hayward. They're so nice. I love them. But anyways, we're talking about eyeliner and cream eyeshadows today. So stay on and catch some funny footage. So anyways, we had a really good time. Yeah, and I think you're going to love it. So let's dig right in to some product. I'm so excited to do some eyeliner and cream shadow. Now, these are things that I don't do on a regular, and I'm just being real with you. I really don't. I don't do eyeliner every day, and I don't do cream eyeshadow every day. I typically stick with my powders, and then I take my powders and create this shadow liner look. So I'm going to show you different options that you can do, because whatever eyeliner you choose, I want you to feel your best self and really just have this amazing look. So let's go ahead and start with eyeliner. It comes in jet black. It's in a jar, so it's in this glass jar. It's really great. I personally love this because, and I'll tell you why. It does not smudge, it's waterproof, it really stays, like it just gives you great results, and it's really good to create like that beautiful wing. So do whatever you want to with it, be very creative, but I want to show you the tools that you need. You're going to start off with first is this brow product, which this is a liner product and the other end is a dual end for your brows. So using this tool inside your gel works really great. When you do purchase this gel, the cool thing is it comes with its own applicator, so that's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some ways to wear this right now. So just dip it in your jar. And I know this is going to seem real silly, but I love to take the back of my hand. Whatever I've scooped out, I go ahead and place it there, and I use my hand as my own tray. If you do have a tray, like a makeup tray, and typically they sell them in like glass, and they're amazing. If anybody has a tray, I would love a tray. Send one over. It's so good. I want to test it out, but I take it just like this, and then I have my applicator. It's going to be really thin and it's going to be full of the product, and then I can go ahead and do the placement on my eye. So with eyeliner, you want to start from the outside and move in. Now this is my technique. Other makeup artists will have their opinions, but you're here and I want to tell you the way I love to do it, because I find that the technique ends up being a lot more smooth. So I end up starting on the outside, and I don't start right at the lash line. Go a teeny bit above the lash line, because the outer part of your liner you want to be a little bit thicker, and then you go in to a thinner line, which is going to be right at the bridge of your nose. So I start right here, right above those lashes. I pull it down almost to like the center of my lashes, right in the middle, like that's going to hit the pupil of my eye. And then I continue to draw in towards the bridge of my nose. Once I get a little bit further in, I twist my brush because it's a slanted. I open my eye gradually. And you can see I'm not touching my eye because I don't want to pull or tug. And then I just really work with my eye, going squint it so I can get above those lashes. I open it so I can get under the lashes. Squint it again, and now what I'm doing is I'm filling in the gap. So I'm filling in the gap from the top of the line close to the lashes, and when you fill it in, it just helps you have this really great thick line, and it's real smooth. And then once you have your placement, you can go back in and layer it, which layering is really great because you can make it, you know, a lot heavier. You can really pull a lot more of that bold look that you're typically going for with liner. So I'm just going to trace back over what I just did. And you can see my eye squinted. Then I open my eye a little bit. I get real close into my tear duct. And then I go right underneath those first few lashes, right underneath them easily. Just because that helps, like, I don't want to have any gaps where you can still see the skin. And so then you can even go right underneath. And again, I'm just holding my eyelid open. I'm not touching my lid. I will have to say this takes practice, because a lot of times you will end up poking your eye and then your eye waters, but it is water resistant, so don't panic over that. And then you have this really clean liner on the top. So if you want to really make it a little extra dramatic, my eye is more of like a hooded eye. And so it's very hard for me to really get that cat eye, right? Like taking that wing. So if I did want to do that, I would just start right here at the tip, like the end of my lash line. I would go a little bit above that, like you can see right here. And then I'm going to go up just a quarter of the way, and I'm going to just stamp it. So that's where I know I want to start that cat eye. I would go back in and I would re-dip into my liner. And I'm patting side to side just so it allows this applicator, because it is brushes, like it's like little fine brush hairs. And then since I've stamped it there, that's really where I want to start. I want to start there again, and I want to pull down, okay? And then I just really create this skinny, skinny, skinny triangle right on the end here. Just like that. And then once I have that done, what I personally, I would suggest that you do is take your eye makeup remover and either a Q-tip or this liquid brush. This liquid brush is the one I use all the time in my videos because it's really good for working with like liquid products. But I do the same thing with the eye makeup remover and a cloth. I kind of pour this eye makeup remover onto this brush, or you can tip it right here on the top of it. I kind of pat it out so I'm not having any drippage. Drippage, is that a word? And then I go right through here, and I just want to brush up from that liner and clean up that edge. And then I'm just pinching this brush now to make it a lot thinner so I can be a little bit more precise. And then I clean up right here to really get that good fine point. And you can see how I'm starting. I'm pulling it from the top and I'm pulling it from the bottom, and then I can clean up the excess. And then there's a good wing eye. Now you can thicken it up a lot more, which I would not just do my eyeliner like this and leave it. I would fill it in with shadow. Therefore, it really creates this good dramatic look. It lifts the eye, but then I'm filling it in with color right through here to just smoke it up a little bit. So there's no sense in wearing eyeliner like this if you're not gonna play up your eyeshadow. I think it looks crazy. But yes, this is great. So that's working with our gel liner, and you can really just simplify it. You don't have to do the wing. You can just do a tight line and do underneath with that gel. You can work on the top, but that is a way to work with this gel liner. And it comes in jet black. So works really well, and then you can carry it under if you want to as well, but I don't do that. I just like to do the top. And then a smudge shadow underneath. We clean up right there, and then voila. And then you can do just a teeny bit of mascara on the bottom and just keep it at that. Cool? All right, so now I'm gonna show y'all another liner that is one of my go-tos. So another technique is using these liners, which this is a black, a steely, and a deep brown. One of the things I like about these is that they're very creamy, right? Like they go on really smooth. I don't find that they are pulling my eyelid, because that is a hard thing to deal with when you're putting on liner, is that you feel like it's very difficult to put on. If that is the case, I do have a tip for you. Take your blow dryer and heat up your liner, which will kind of melt it a little bit, which will help it go on a lot smoother, because I find that more colorful eyeliners, they have a lot more pigment in them and they get a little bit more stiff. So that's a good tip that you can go ahead and like implement right away, or if it's like an old liner and you still want to use it, do that. But this liner right here, this is kind of a go-to for me. This always is in my makeup case as well. I always normally do black, I used to do brown back in the day. I think I've gone through phases to do like that gray in the middle. It's called Steely. Almost looks blue on camera, but so anyways, this is a really good product as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the brown just so you can see that it does give a lot of coloring. You don't have to always do black liner. So that is just note to self. Stick with the liner color that best suits you in your makeup style. And sometimes you may want to change it up and do a lighter color day and do a black, more like a heavy or weekend or dramatic look. So this deep brown is what it's called, is a great liner. And I'll just show you how smooth it applies. So you can just see like it's not pulling my eye too much. It just, where I placed it is where it went. But I do the same technique, to be honest with you. I go a little bit thicker on the outside, and this one's one that I won't mess up really at all, because you can see where I placed is where it went. So I'm not putting it on with the brush, so it's not moving a lot. So I'm making a thicker line right on the outer part of my lashes. And then I'm just, again, I'm not even holding my eyelid. Now I know you like to sometimes hold your eyelid because you find that you need to have a steady hand, right? A steady hand, a steady eye. So you would hold your lid like so, or you would pull it really tight. So my advice for you when you're doing that is, if you want to use your hand, that's fine. But you may like want to use a blender or something so your fingers aren't messing up your foundation per se, but you can just use your finger. I think it's a good tool to use. And it's free. Don't y'all know about that. But then go like a thicker line right out here. And you see I'm not pulling, I'm just holding my eye steady and kind of just really take it into the inner part. Now, if you find like, okay, Amber, this line might be a little bit thicker for me, I would like mine thinner. It's a preference. So you just have to work with the line. I like mine like this. I want to be able to see it. There are some times where I just want a really skinny line, and that's when I tight line. So I am going to do this on the other side for you to really demonstrate that. But I just would do my liner just like this. And again, I don't like to necessarily do a wing, but I do carry it out. You can see a little bit past that lash line. And so I just really want to make sure that I have some really nice stopping point, just like so. Cool. And then if you want to thin it through here, the best part to do is, again, take that brush or a Q-tip, I just squirted eye makeup remover everywhere. Did you see that? Take it again on this brush, pat it on your cloth, and then you can take it in and you can thin right here, and you can really give more of like a cleaner, thin, skinny line. And you can play with that a little bit more. Now, I will have to say that will be a little challenging if you have your shadow on first. Now, I don't have my shadow on at all right now, because I'm going to really play with some cream shadows today. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see some really great eye looks, I would suggest like stay tuned, because right after this, a suggested tutorial will pop up with some great makeup things. So you can check that out. And comment and tell me what you want to see next on my channel, because I really actually take that into consideration for new content. So I can't wait to create something for you. And I can't wait to share with you from Instagram who this tutorial was inspired by. So keep watching and I'll introduce that great lady. But you can just pull it right there and just really have this super clean, soft liner. And honestly, doing liner like this and not doing any more shadow is okay. But the wing, no shadow, is a no bueno, right? Because it just, I'm like, it's not enough. But I love this. And then pop that mascara on and you'll be good to go. You could even do this and then pop a little shadow on right over top of this liner, and that would be a really pretty look, just to go ahead and add just something right there on that brow bone. Another cool technique I have to tell you about is taking this smudger brush from my website. You can buy this there, but you can take it into a shadow and you can change this eyeliner look. You can do that onto a black, you can do that with the Steely, you can do that with this brown. So I'm just gonna pull out a color for you now out of my palette. So I have this palette right here, and I'm just going to grab like this navy. I just want to say like maybe I just want to do like a really pretty navy. So then you can pat it right over top of that brown. And then look right there, that just changes that whole look of that liner. So you have a whole new color. So a lot of times you're like, I don't have a lot of different colors. I have black and brown that's very, you know, basic colors. I want to add a pop. You can add any of these colors. I could have done an emerald. I could have done this pomegranate. I could have done a plum, anything like that, a gold. And you could have had a really pretty line there as well. So that is another cool feature to using these eyeliners, is just adding right over top of it with the Chroma Fusion eyeshadows. So great technique. And then next I want to show you the eyeliner pen. So let's go ahead and do that one. Liner pen. For a while, I've been a little obsessed with this because I was like, okay, this simplifies my whole life. I don't have to think anything about messing up. I don't have to use another brush. It's like a 2-in-1. You have your liner, you have your felt tip, and I'm like, done. This is what I'm going to use forever. But then obviously I go back to my other liners sometimes too. So it's good to have options in your makeup case. So make sure you're always purchasing more than just like one, because you will get bored if you do want to change it up. So this felt tip is like a magical liner. And again, with using this, I just have to go like a thicker line on the outside and then thinner on the inside. But I want to show you today how you can get the super thin eyeliner look, because the first two I did, it's kind of hard to get like a thin line, right? But if you just want to be like this simple polished look and you're like, do you have makeup on or do you not have makeup on? Like, you know, that is this felt tip. So I'm just going to go in right now. I lay this down on my skin. You can see kind of how this is laying down. I lay it down like that, and that's how I apply it. Or you can go in straight with the tip and apply it this way. Whatever feels more comfortable to you. I say play with it for a minute first before you're like, I gotta leave the house in 10 minutes. Let me try this out. Really start playing with it. That's the greatest thing about makeup, is you can do a little demonstration and then wipe it off, do it again, wipe it off. But if you don't have the time to do that and you have to be in a rush to leave, I say like at night is the best time to do it. At night or the weekend where you don't have to be anywhere on a certain time crunch. Play with your makeup then. So I take it right here and I just lay it right close. Like I'm almost on top of my lashes. And so I'm going right into the root of those lashes. You can see how thin that line is. Then I fold, like I flip it, and I go right on the root of those lashes again. Right on the root. So I'm touching the skin, but I'm right on the root. And then I go in a little bit past that lash line, and then voila. I love to take the tip here and I go in just a teeny bit right through there. That gives it like a point. And this is like golden. What happens here, what you've created, is one, a thin line, but this makes the root of your lashes appear so long. It gives them a lot more length. So then when you're doing your mascara, you're like, wow, my lashes are very long. Another tip that I love to do is go right underneath, but I have to make my eyes like large. So I have to like lift my brows. I have to like bug eye out, right? And I have to go like right here. Like I'm not lifting. You can see I'm not like lifting my head. I'm straight on at my mirror and I'm just like lining. So I'm not near my eyeball, and my eye's starting to water a little bit now, so I'll just stop. But you can see I tight lined underneath and I got right on the root of the top. And then I have this really great like flawless liner look. So good. I love that. If you notice that you tight line and it gets on your waterline, the best thing for you to do is to take a thin, like you can take your smudger brush or you can take this brush, something that's like a thin brush. If you don't have a white eyeliner, and take that and like put a shadow right there. And I'm just going to show you this now, because I find that that is something I'm reading a lot from you in my comments, is that you're like, you know, if I do a tight line, then, you know, it gets in my waterline. What do? So I want to show you that now. So I'm just going to easily take my cloth and I just want to clean up that waterline. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe over that. I would do like my foundation or whatever else I needed to make sure was done on my eyes. like right underneath my eyes. I'm going to go in with this Blossom or Biscotti. I'm not going to do a shimmer. I just want to do a matte. So I'm going to go in with Blossom, and you can see it right here on my brush. And I'm just going to tap this, not in my eye, but right above those bottom lashes. Flip that brush. I just poked my eye, so be very, very careful. I try to like bug out, you know, like bug these eyes out a little bit. And then that mattes right there in that water line, and you will not have any transfer. So that is the best technique for making sure that transfer does not happen, and that'll save you a lot of headache, feeling like I just did all this work to make my eyes look bigger and fuller, and now they look so dark and smudgy and it's yucky. So just really working that waterline. So now we're gonna jump into doing some cream eyeshadows, because a quick makeup look is like, I just wanna do one cream. Now, I wanna go through this technique with you and just show you one cream. You may be thinking, I wanna do several of those cream shadows. Now, it's a personal preference. My preference is I wanna find one cream color that I wanna do. I don't wanna mix these up too much, but I wanna show you on the back of my hand. You've probably noticed this the whole tutorial. You're like, what's on your hand, girl? So I have all 4 colors right here, and I'm gonna show you them right here in the case. So I have a plum, and I have a really pretty nude. I have like almost a metallic, and then I have a pretty pink. So I'm gonna do this really pretty light rosy pink color on my lid today. And I've just decided I'm gonna do a really light eye and play up these lashes in like a simple eyeliner look today. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start on this eye, because I haven't done anything yet, because I really wanna do that demonstration of eyeliner. Make sure your eyes are done with shadow first, and then you can go back and do your liner. But I'm gonna take this cream, it comes right here. This is a really like a soft applicator, right? No bend to it, real soft. But then I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna wipe it over my lid. And then I'm gonna be done there with the applicator itself. And I'm gonna take my finger. I love to use my ring finger personally. It has a lot less pressure to work with. I feel like I have a lot more control. So I just really take it and I just pat it all over my lid like that, and boom, there you go. I like to also just make sure it blends right in the crease, and then I let it set. The best thing I have to tell y'all about this cream is that it doesn't crease. So where I put it, it stays and it's not nasty. A lot of creams will crack and they will crease, and I find that I'm like, this is amazing because it does not do that. But then what I personally like to do is I go back. Again, I told y'all I just like to do one cream, but you know, you can choose to do more than that. Then I go in with a solid color, and I'm gonna do this Blossom today. And I did a little bit of concealer under my eye. I didn't do much today because typically I would do concealer all over my lid. This cream literally just went right on my skin. I did not have any cream on my lid at all. I didn't do concealer. I didn't do like concealer cream. But then I take that Blossom right underneath my brow and just pop that brow, because that really is going to make it seem a lot more lifted. Then I go in with a pretty nude, and this one is called Toffee. It was a limited edition, so it's not actually on my website right now, but I'm taking it right in my crease, and I'm just patting it right on that crease. I'm going to wipe my brush out, sometimes even on my hand. I did my cloth and then I just do my hand. And then I'm just going to go back and forth, just to give a little pressure on the edge of that color. And that Toffee matched that pink really well on my lid. And then there you go. Now I will have to just tell you, you could just do a cream and just do a really soft color right underneath that brow and be done. But I wanted to go in and have that transition, and I think that's really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this eye with eyeliner. I'm gonna do a really thin line with my felt tip. It's right here. I'm going to do mascara, and I'm going to come back and show you those results. So the look is complete, and this is a cream shadow, those 2 powders, and just the rest of the face. So watch the other makeup videos here on my channel. Check out how I do my makeup and all my ins and outs behind, like, techniques behind that. But yeah, what do you think about this? Was this helpful for liners? And I just did that really simple liner look, so it just makes my lashes appear a lot longer, and you know, I love it. So this is what I'm into. So anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know how you liked it. So I really want to know, and I want to know what you want to see next on my channel when it comes to all things beauty. So I'll hit on that here. So every Tuesday and Saturday at 1. Okay? So thank you so much. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Subscribe if you're new, and welcome to my channel again. Bye. Subscribe.
Is it 12?
I'm recording.
Oh.
Great.
I thought your shirt was at 12.
Are y'all done having a conversation?
Oh, they get your friend all over.
Bloopers! Thanks, guys. I kept that going, so I could have the blooper effect. It's nice.